going to call it now. With videos I've seen of officers using a flashbang on people in San Diego, and with videos I've seen of whole crowds swarming what looked like an arrest of like a couple of people in Minneapolis, I do believe that what we're going to see before the end of the summer is a crowd that gathers around a bunch of people who are trying to arrest other people. If I use the certain words, by the way, you won't see this video. That's why I'm talking so vague. I believe that we will see either a crowd of people swarm during an arrest and then have very violent retaliation by the arresting individuals. Or I believe that we will start seeing people who are being arrested realize, if you go to that second location, who knows if people will hear from you again. And in both instances, what I think is very possible is the first instance of some person or some group of people using their second right to protect themselves or their community. I said to my roommates and to my close friends in 2023 that I was very afraid that 2024, because of the presidential election, was going to be a sort of resurgence of the chaotic energy that consumed the United States during 2020. And I was wrong. But I might have actually just been early.
I'm not MAGA, please don't scroll. I have a moral compass and a soul, and our country is on the precipice of urban conflict popping off everywhere. And for all the MAGA that keep coming in the comments saying this is nonsense and it's fear-mongering, the same MAGA that keep their 2A as close to their heart as religion, that for the past 8 years and some even further back have stood collectively against agencies like the ATF patrolling our city streets, y'all need to wake up to the reality of the situation. Because all across our country, the ATF, DEA, FBI, HSI are working in collaboration to institute a nationwide campaign of police state normalcy. And you still think because you're not brown, it won't affect you. This isn't just big government overreach. This is a tyrannical coup in action. And some of these local law enforcement, specifically sheriff's departments, are complicit in denying their sworn oath to the Constitution. This is in Minnesota, and Governor Waltz, I had the privilege of interviewing you when you were campaigning for vice president. Now I'm asking you, as I'm asking all governors, to deploy your National Guard, of which you have command over. Their mission should be to prevent this Homeland security incursion upon your homeland. Have the National Guard prevent access for Homeland security to your city streets. Unless they can provide legal authority by way of a signed judicial warrant. Remind the Fed that they don't have a blank check to do whatever they want, whenever they want, to whoever they want. Because I fear if governors don't take action, we're going to see the people secure their own communities by way of their own constitutional rights. Because when I say it's going to get worse before it gets better, that will be the worst popping off. So let me put this simpler, since TikTok is restricting every single post I put out. If governors do not deploy their National Guard to secure their city streets, there will be armed rebellion all across the nation. The intimidation and the violence is escalating, perpetrated by Homeland Security, FBI, DEA, and ATF. And people are starting to push back. And contrary to what Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, and eventually Carolyn Leavitt will tell you, this pushback has been mostly peaceful so far. But we are literally living on top of a powder keg. And my request to the governors who command control of their National Guard is to de-escalate what is currently being escalated by the federal government, to prevent an armed rebellion. And to be frank, the governors should have done this 4 months ago. The moment that HSI, DEA, FBI, ATF, and mass unknown accomplices were seen abducting people off of the street with no judicial warrant, and trapping immigrants in court while they're going through the legal process to secure their residency. Because when peaceful revolution is impossible, violent revolution is inevitable. So do your duty, governors, and try to de-escalate violence. Support and defend the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic.
I need everyone to pay attention to what the fuck is going on in Minneapolis. June 3rd, 2025 at 1:45 p.m. I took this screenshot from a live of an ICE raid. I'm sure fucking footage is going to start coming out. This shit, the tensions, we are at a boiling point. Go, if you can find this footage, again, Minneapolis, Minnesota, June 3rd. I took this at 1:45 p.m. off a live. Just go see what the fuck is happening. You'll see what I mean.
ICE raid has taken place here in Minneapolis. Cops, SWAT team, FBI, whoever's out here has completely taken over the streets. The people have taken to the streets. I don't even know what has happened. I was literally driving, filming a completely separate video, and then I got out of the car because they had taken over this whole entire block. This is happening here on the streets. Here you have the police. Right here you have the police right behind me. Then you have the FBI. Then you have a huge group, another group. Then you have another group of law enforcement behind us. Then you have everybody chanting our streets.
Good paying job. I can get you a good paying job. Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
This guy's awesome. FBI guy.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
All of these people right here are blocking ICE from leaving the street. Pushing the FBI, people are pushing the police. The police aren't having anything to do with it. They're pushing the people around.
Hey y'all, it's time to get ready because the panic has really set in for the Taco Man. Now that people are standing up to the ICE agents, now that people are not just letting them walk into their businesses, walk into their schools, walk up to them at their homes and snatch people away, kidnapping them, taking them to facilities where who knows when they will ever see their family again. Now that people are starting to push back, the Orange Man is absolutely going to take it up a notch. We knew this was coming. We knew this was a possibility. This will be done to scare people, but it is absolutely a sign he is desperate, he is weak, and he has no other options. Reports are that the president is meeting with Eric Prince. Yes, the man who runs Blackwater. They say they might want to funnel money to Blackwater, basically contract them to act as ICE agents. He wants to hire a private military and stick them on American citizens. Now, this is definitely something that will scare a lot of people. I'm not telling anybody to act like this won't be a problem. But you need to understand that more than ever, this is when the people need to stand up and not back down. The president is continuing to act like people don't have rights in this country and that he is the only one that can move unilaterally and make decisions that affect millions of people. He is wrong. This is all going to backfire heavily. As he continues to escalate what's going on right now, it will all backfire on him in the worst way. But the only way we can make sure that happens is by standing up. The only way we can make sure that happens is by continuing to let our voices be heard and not let these goons get away with treating people unfairly, taking people away from their families and sending them places where they will never, ever be heard from again. Because I repeat, this is not about getting criminals. This has never been about getting criminals. They haven't even gone after criminals. They're letting criminals into the country. This is about our rights and how far we're willing to go to stand up for them.
You ban people from boycotting, you crack down on protests, you jail and deport protesters, you ignore international law, you dismiss the institutions of international law, while you're basically steering people towards violence. You punish all peaceful means of protest, and then you escalate in the policies that are being protested. And like I said, you do nothing but teach violence to your people all day, every day, in your media, in your music, in your movies, in your games, and in your whole approach to the world. Diplomacy doesn't work, economic pressure doesn't work with you, public opinion doesn't work with you, the law doesn't work with you, no legal means, no diplomatic means, no economic means, no popular means, no peaceful means can ever dislodge your fangs from the people of Gaza. Your entire system has systematically blocked every nonviolent path. You've made empathy a crime. You've made protest illegal. You've made justice unreachable. If you want peace, then stop blocking the path to peace. If you want nonviolence, then stop criminalizing nonviolence. If you want to stop the spread of hate, then stop building your empire on hate.
Is that Trump has created a military zone along 3 states at the southern border. And I really just encourage your listeners to, whenever they hear something about the Trump administration or the government doing something that relates to immigration or that relates to the border or that is about, that is classified in the news as being that type of a story, just read that story without any attention to the fact that it's about immigrants or it's about the border, because everything that they are doing to immigrants and everything they're doing at the border is a dry run for what they want to do to everybody else, including U.S. citizens and the interior of this country. And so setting up a military zone where they've, for example, at Fort Huachuca in Arizona, they've declared that a non-contiguous miles-long strip of land in another state, in New Mexico, is technically part of Fort Huachuca in Arizona for the purposes of having active duty U.S. military personnel have arrest powers and crowd control powers inside that zone. I mean, just ignore the fact that it's at the border. What that is Trump giving active duty U.S. military the opportunity, the legal authority to arrest U.S. citizens on U.S. soil. That means he's got the U.S. military not on the border facing out, but on the border facing in at us. Like, that's a huge red flag, and it hasn't received a lot of attention, again, because I think it's getting shunted into this idea of like, oh, that's just about the border. The border is all of us, and immigrants are all of us, and there's no bright line between the treatment of immigrants and the treatment of citizens, and don't let them do stuff to immigrants that you would not accede to if they were doing it to you.